Going viral is supposed to be it, right? That one video that changes everything, where your channel blows up, the momentum carries you forwards, and you never have to grind the same way again. But here's the thing, the data doesn't really back that up. Most creators who go viral are back to their old view counts within 30 days or so. They are back to the same ceiling and same struggle. They are starting at a different point but the same outcome. So why is everyone treating viral videos as though it is the finish line? I went viral more than once and I actually tracked what happened after. The views, the subscriber curves, the second and third pushes from the algorithm. Because what content creators don't talk about much is going viral isn't a single event. There are actually two waves and almost every creator misses the second one entirely. The first wave is the spike you see, but the spike is not what changes your channel. So today I'm going to show you my actual data, what happens after the first wave, why there's a second wave, and the one thing the algorithm does post-viral that I completely misread for years, and what it actually means for any creator trying to get consistent growth, not just one lucky video. First, let me show you what my data revealed and why a small channel going viral actually has more useful data than a big one. When big channels go viral, there are too many variables: sponsorships, existing momentum, millions of subscribers already primed to share. It's impossible to isolate what the viral video actually did. However, when a small channel goes viral though, you get the raw effect, the clean signals, and no noise to hide behind. And if you're a creator who's been consistently uploading and still feels stuck, views hovering around the same number, subscribers going up 2 one day and down 3 the next, then that's exactly the situation where this data is most useful, because that was my channel too. I was uploading more than usual, trying everything and still going nowhere. Then I changed my approach. I track every upload, fixing one problem at a time per video. And then one of them broke out, and for the first time, I was actually ready to collect data I could use. One breakout video can deliver more subscribers than half a year of consistent uploading. My one breakout video that hit over 50,000 views brought in over 800 subscribers in a month. Before that, I was uploading 1 to 2 videos a week, averaging maybe 3 new subscribers a day, some days -5, some days 8 if I was lucky. Let's do the math. Say I get 5 subscribers a day. It would take me 160 days or over 5 months to earn what one viral video delivered in a month. But I was proud of that one viral video for about 48 hours. Then I looked at what happened next and the story got more complicated. That video didn't just give me subscribers, it resets the baseline of my entire channel, but not in the way you would expect. I reckon this is the most misunderstood part of going viral, and we must pay attention to the numbers. Before May, my average video was getting around 2,000 views, more often less than more, but roughly 2,000 was the ceiling I couldn't break through. After the breakout video though, my next upload got over 9,000 views. And then the next 2 were alright, both hitting over 2,000 views. So what I'm seeing here is there's a momentum post-viral video. It doesn't mean we've been elevated to the next level, but we can choose to ride on the momentum or abandon it. And this is where most creators make the same mistake, including me. When you get a viral video, the confidence is high. The channel feels like it's in a different gear. So you start uploading whatever feels exciting at the moment. Stuff that has nothing to do with why people subscribe in the first place. And the algorithm cuts you off almost immediately. What this says is your next video after going viral rides on that momentum and will get shown to more people. But you will still have to earn their click. So the viral video wasn't a promotion, it was more like a test from the YouTube algorithm. You pass it once, but you have to pass it every single time. And that's how momentum works post-viral. But what really shocked me is something else, and it could be the biggest misconception about viral videos. Going viral must come from getting pushed by the YouTube algorithm and into home feed. That's the only way. But keywords can make the magic happen too. I mean, just take a look. Every viral video of mine has their views coming from browse features, which is essentially saying YouTube pushed my video. Search hardly played a role here because nobody is searching for solutions. They're basically being fed what to watch. The algorithm decided who should see them and pushed them to the home feed. So why do you need keywords, right? It is because the YouTube algorithm still needs a way to understand your video better, then links it up with the right audience. Which means if the algorithm doesn't understand your video, it is practically dead. And the best way to have the algorithm understand what your video is about is from your title and your transcription. So what you say in your video is important. And I'm not asking you to clutter your video title with keywords either. I'm saying you should consider putting highly searched keywords in your title to make it obvious to the algorithm who your video is for. And if you do all that preparation work correctly, you will increase the chances of YouTube knowing who to push your video to in the first 24 hours of your video's launch, which is where you get the most push. But that leads to the most dangerous misconception of all, the belief that if a video doesn't blow up in the first 24 hours, it's dead. But my data says otherwise. I'm sure every creator has felt this. After you launch your video, you refresh YouTube Studio every couple of hours, hoping to see that spike in views. I did that too, but I want to show you a pattern I discovered from my viral video, a pattern I have been misreading for years. So on day 1, this video got around 1,900 views, which is nothing out of the ordinary from my channel, right? But on day 2, it got 2,500 views, which is more than day 1. The video wasn't dying, it was accelerating. Then day 3, 4,000 views, even more than day 2. It continues to accelerate. Then on day 4, it dipped to 3,200 views. So you see, sometimes the YouTube algorithm takes a while to find the right audience for you. Most of the time it misses the mark, but my data shows that a spike can occur after day 1, which proves to me the algorithm is trying but is struggling to find the right audience. It is partially the algorithm's job to find the right audience, but I've realized that a tremendous amount of work is required to feed the data the algorithm needs as well. And sometimes the gap between the first wave and the second wave isn't days, it can be much longer. One of my videos took more than a year and a half before the second wave hit. What I gathered is the first wave is often the first push YouTube gives. Usually it is when you launch your video, that's when you get a big push. The second wave is when YouTube understands your content and starts to distribute to a wider new audience to your channel. And from there on, it will look at your CTR and view duration heavily to determine if your video is worth pushing further and make it go viral. So here's what I took away from all of this, just 4 things. 1, stop obsessing over daily subscriber counts. One video can do the work of months, but only if you make the kind of video that the algorithm understands. That means browser-friendly packaging like title and thumbnail that a stranger would click, not just a subscriber who already knows you. 2, going viral elevates your channel to a new baseline where every video after gets more initial reach because the algorithm has a rough idea who your audience is. But you still have to earn those clicks on your own, and the momentum is temporary. You get a bigger audience and it is up to you to make full use of it. 3, your title and thumbnail aren't just packaging. They are the data you feed the algorithm so it knows who to push your video to. A stranger has half a second glancing at their home feed to decide if your video is for them. If your title doesn't signal that clearly, the algorithm struggles to find your audience, and your second wave never comes. And 4, understand the second wave. Learn to identify and analyze when your second wave happens, because that is where YouTube algorithm pushes to a wider new audience after it learns about your content in the first wave. Keep an eye on the second wave. If it doesn't happen, then your video probably did not appeal to your regular viewers either. Look, I'll be honest with you, I used to believe in consistency and just putting in the hard work and let things happen. True, you still need to put in the effort, but you want to create magic. You need to put in smart work by using data as intelligence to help you identify patterns for your channel. And once you see the patterns, the randomness sort of disappears. Alright, that's all from me in this one. If you have had a video that took off days after upload, drop it in the comments. I want to see how common the second wave actually is, because I suspect it's a lot more common than anyone talks about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.